our show. This is the greatest show that you'll ever listen to. My name's Mike, and this is Cole, and this is the podcast for Hidden Value.
So it's been a minute. So when we started this whole channel thing, it was during the pandemic, and we both had a lot more time. Then it turns out the world didn't end, and we both got super busy.
True.
So we haven't really had time to upload any more Let's Plays or podcasts. I've got a couple little stupid videos up that will
Shorts.
probably be the only thing on our channel that's watched. But we can try.
Shorts get views, man. I don't know what that is. But either way, we went from like 10 to 12 views a thing to 400, 500 in one little video,
Yeah.
which that blew my mind. But
I think it's because I tagged SpongeBob on Twitter.
I could see that being the reason why it boosted up there.
I think from now on, all of our videos are going to be tagged with SpongeBob on Twitter.
Eventually, I think they'll be mad about that, but it's Twitter. You can do whatever you want.
Right? By the time they realize what's going on, we'll be famous.
Then SpongeBob will be tweeting at us.
Right, exactly. So, what have you been up to since we haven't been doing this? How have you been filling your days?
Literally with work, me trying to summon Cthulhu, and then just spending time with my wife and dog, friends, things like that. Working out, living life. What about you?
Work, mostly.
What an
And that's about
exciting
it.
time.
Yeah, right. Like it used to be, I only worked 4 days a week, 40 hours. Now I'm working 5 days a week, 48 hours. So I haven't really had time during the week for anything.
But you get that money.
I get that money-ish. I kind of, I was working out for a while, but then my
Yeah.
workout buddy, he's super busy. So I haven't done any of that in a long time. I feel like I've undone all the good that I've did.
No, I mean, that's fine. It's just a matter of getting back into it or understanding that you want to try and do it again, and you could just start slow and then pick back up again. You don't always need somebody there. Well, it does help. But either way, I do hope you can get back into it.
I'm trying to get in shape for this wedding that's next year. I figured I was going to have some relapses, so I started extra early,
Yeah, okay. That's fair. I say just wait until the winter hits again, and then you start going hard at it, because then it'll give you something to do during the winter instead of just sitting around playing video games.
Speaking of playing video games, play anything new
I
lately?
have been getting into Hades quite a bit recently. It just got dropped on the Xbox Game Pass on my birthday, so that was like a special treat to me. They're like, "Oh, happy birthday. Here you go. Here's Hades." So I was like, I've been wanting to play it, and I'm really enjoying it. I can understand why it won so many awards that it did. It's like the mix of my favorite things, roguelite and hack and slash killing stuff. But then there's the strategy of actually building out your builds, if you will, to then make something where you get these great combos and you're just crushing all your enemies, and it's been fantastic. Not to mention the gods and Olympus, and trying to bust your way out of hell seems like just like a cool concept. So from overall, I would say if you guys don't have it yet, it's worth checking out, especially if you got Xbox Game Pass there. Have you played it?
A little bit. Once I sit down and actually get into it, I'm sure I'll really get into it, but it hasn't gotten me yet.
I will say it took me like 2 runs to go through, and runs. What I mean by that is like you've played and died and played and died, so you just keep coming back stronger and a little bit better and knowing what to do. It's like it's gripped me the same way Dark Souls did. In Dark Souls is like that sort of roguelite aspect of it. You die, you learn, you try and get further, you die, you learn, try and get further, you learn all of your mechanics, get new weapons and stuff, and then eventually you'll get through the game. But this game is like obviously it's literally a roguelike and it is fantastic. I would say play it, get into it, try it more than just the one time. Because on my second run through, as I was saying, it really hooked me, and I just sat there and played it for like 3 hours until my wife was like, "We got shit to do. What are you doing?"
All right. Yeah. I'll try that. Uh, I just beat Psychonauts 2.
The
Didn't
game
like
of
it.
games.
The game
Oh,
of games. Yeah, it was no. It was bad. It was real
bad.
bad. Like,
Okay. Why did it make what says bad to you in that?
so I went on this big rant about it on Twitter. But I'll break it
Sum
down.
up for us here.
Yeah. So like it immediately starts off with a trigger warning, which is just stupid.
What do you mean?
Like you start at the game and there's just like the screen about like, hey, this game deals with mental issues, and if you have dental phobia, don't play this game. It was just like, I mean, anybody who's gonna play
Don't warn me.
Psychonauts, yeah,
Just
it
scare me with a
like
good time.
exactly. Like anybody who is gonna play Psychonauts knows that like it deals with mental issues. I start fighting some enemies and I'm close to dying. And when you're close to death in this game,
Yeah.
Raz is the character you play, will like strobe red and blue, and like along the border of your screen, it'll start to like turn red. So you've got these three obnoxious warnings going on all at once that you're about to die, and it's super distracting and super like pick one. You don't need the beeping, you don't need the flashing, and you don't need the borders. Pick one.
How you gonna know you're gonna die
Right.
if they don't
So,
scream it at you?
yeah, and yeah, like scream it and just don't like I've died because that warning was so annoying. Like it distracted me to the point where I got killed.
In real life or
It yeah, yeah.
I'm
And
so
then
impressed.
so all right, I get past the first little tutorial map and I get to like the hub of the game. Now I know you never played the first game, but like its art style was unique. Every character looked ugly, but like endearing. That was just what they were going for.
Yeah.
So, like the main cast, they still, have their unique looks and whatever, but all the non main character NPCs just look like discount Sesame Street characters. And it's really jarring to see, like, so you'll be standing next to somebody in the office, Raz is his weird looking little potato self, and then there's like Elmo standing next to you. Like, it's a really jarring transition.
Like literal ammo or just
Basically literal Elmo. Like I'll put up some
characters?
images to yeah. So that way while I'm constantly bitching, like people will be able to see why I'm angry at this child's game.
Okay. So, I mean, clearly that didn't deter you. You kept playing.
I mean it was still a kind of funny game. Like the first game was hilarious and this game was still pretty funny. Like it there was just a lot of small problems that really get under your skin. Like there's a lot of annoying decisions made. So you
And
got
sorry,
bad
go ahead.
walking sound, annoying death screen, bad NPC character design. Now I'm trying to.
Story?
The
Was it a
story
good,
is
bad?
okay. Like the first half of the game is kind of a MacGuffin, and then the second half of the game is when the real story begins. But the first half of the game introduces a bunch of characters and concepts that are just dropped. Like there
Well, you
are
already
a
seen it. You don't need to see it again, right?
well, there's no conclusion. Like there's a cast of characters that are introduced in the first half of the game who are like Raz's. He's in the internship program of the Psychonauts. Like I know you don't know what that means, but anybody listening who played the game probably will. So they're introduced in the first half of the game, and they have nothing to do the rest of the game. Like, you don't, there's no side quests for them. There's no, like, they don't get their own little character arcs. They're there to be mean to you, and then they stop being mean to you,
And then they're gone.
and then they're gone.
So at that point, then you would say, why? What's the purpose of all of that?
Exactly. Like,
Okay.
they're introduced, they've got absolutely nothing to do story wise. They pop back up during the final boss fight for like maybe 10 seconds a piece, and then they're just,
Spoilers.
yeah, yeah. What
Okay.
else? Jack Black's in it, and I just don't like Jack Black.
We gotta edit that part out. You can't
I'll
just say
censor
that.
it.
You just can't say that on the internet. You will. You're somebody's gonna be coming for you now.
Probably. And
And
like,
then
I'll go ahead.
I was gonna say, so with what you would have to say, give us a
I'm gonna say a D.
a D.
A D.
That is a failing grade.
If you turn the volume down and just play it while you're watching a podcast video or a movie or something, it's on Xbox Pass, so you won't need to pay for it.
There you go.
So, check it out, but like I wasn't happy with it.
Uh, we'll sum up. Game was good enough to complete. Overall, story was okay. Little janky. You decide that it would be a D overall, but still playable if you have
Yeah.
Xbox Game
Like I
Pass because it's
said,
free.
it is on Game Pass. The controls are a little wonky and the camera's not amazing, but it still has its funny moments. The levels are still creative enough. Like, I check it out, just don't go in expecting like the greatness of the first game.
I think that's a good way to phrase it here. Seems like it'd be one I'm gonna pass on.
That's fair.
Now I know another thing that caught my attention that was released here just a little bit ago was the trailer for, or not trailer, but well, I guess trailer, but the images of Fat Thor for God of War Ragnarok came out, and people are pissed about it.
How do you feel about it?
I love it. I am a huge fan. I don't need a Chris Hemsworth. I need fat Chris Hemsworth. This
Right.
is exactly what I want in my Thor for God of War. Because as far as I remember, like he was supposed to be just this massive human, not some hunky surfer guy. And this is pretty accurate. He's not the Disney's
Right.
Hercules, if you will. This is
Right.
Thor. He's supposed to be this huge monster of a man that just slamming beers and destroying people. So I would assume he's got a beer gut, which in this he does.
Right.
And then not to mention all the people that came out and started talking about how this isn't my Thor, this isn't how he should look.
Right.
They just they're all thirsty and they all want just some hot trap guy. But, in reality, this is just a huge man with a big old swanging penis that's gonna smash everybody.
So this is like the historically accurate Thor, I guess. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Storybook Thor.
yeah. They're not the Disney version. People expect the watered down. People expect the
Exactly.
hot version. Yeah.
Like, when you go through and if you've played the other God of War games, in the beginning, like the first 3, you'll see a lot of what seems to be like the high fantasy kind of gods, if you will. But these newer ones that are made are like more of the what I assume is like the gritty style, the truer ones that you could look at into the Norse mythology, which makes it cool. I mean, in
Right.
my opinion.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing more. Fat Thor didn't really bother me that much, so
Good to know. I mean, there are other stuff coming out as well, like the new Wolverine game that looks really cool. I
haven't
mean,
seen anything about
as
it
I could
yet.
see from the little trailer, the theatrical trailer where it's just him in a beaten up bar kind of thing and he's just sitting there drinking his scotch or whatever, but like that's something I'd be looking forward to as a game as a whole, just playing as Wolverine. Because Marvel stuff is pretty in right now. The new Spider-Man game just came, or not just came out, but they dropped a trailer for the new Spider-Man as well, like that last Sony press conference thing that they had.
Oh, I completely missed that.
Classic. Yeah, there's a lot of interesting stuff going to be coming through. Not to mention, we have more episodes that we're actually going to be releasing. So people that are obviously fans of video games should then be fans of our podcast
Right,
because we just talk about that. We'll do let's plays. So when we get those games, we'll play them.
right. And
Now
since
I
it is
go ahead.
almost Halloween, it'll mostly be spooky, scary games for the time being. Well, yeah. We'll probably have something Halloween related, right?
I would have to say so. I mean,
Yeah,
who wouldn't want to watch us get scared or listen to us get scared, I should say, rather, or me get scared because, well, we're probably gonna play some shitty ones. But if we play the scarier ones, then I'll probably get scared. Otherwise, it's gonna be you.
right. Yeah, like it can't be an actually good horror game because then the entire playthrough is just gonna be you shouting at me to walk forward.
Yes, actually play the game. If we were to play an actual game, then I'll have to play it.
Right. Although what is it called? Is it Dark Cinema?
Oh,
Uh,
the Dark
yeah,
Anthology.
yeah, yeah. There we go. That's coming out the 22nd.
Yeah, Man of Medan or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Dark Anthology. Yeah, we've played through the other ones of those.
Yeah.
Um, always been a fun time, especially between you and I trying to decide who to survive and who to kill, if we even need to kill somebody.
Yeah, we'll decide we want to spare everyone. We'll do our damnedest to keep everyone alive, and then in the last 5 minutes, we'll both mess up and kill everybody except the characters we don't like.
Yeah, and in case you guys couldn't tell, that's what happened.
In the most recent one that came out, I forget
Yeah, that's
what.
the Dark Pictures anthology, Man of Medan.
Yeah,
M
yeah,
E
yeah, yeah.
Medan, Medan. Either way, that's the one we played. I
We
think,
got
right?
through the game. Yeah, I think so. We played through them all except for Until Dawn, but that I don't know if that's technically part of this.
I wonder if the new one coming out is called House of Ashes. So we'll play through that. And oh, Little Hope.
That was
That
it.
that was
Yeah.
the new one with the creepy little girl.
Yeah.
We tried to burn her every chance we got. That was a fun game. I was a fan of that. If you guys not played those games, check them out. They're fun if you're into the story stuff. It's like what's Until Dawn style games if you
Yeah.
guys haven't played those.
And
Again, play that. It's a fun one.
the best part about them, like since we were playing multiplayer, we would each get our own scares. Like something would pop up on my screen to my character that Cole would had no idea about, and something would happen to Cole's character, and I would have no idea what was going on with him.
Right. I'm being chased by a monster screaming. Mike is like, "Why are you screaming?" And, I die and he's just like, "Where's your character?" Well, they didn't make it.
Right. That is one complaint that I kind of had like we were playing. It wasn't Little Hope. It was the one before that, the one with the pirates.
That's the Man of Medan.
Yeah, like was I being chased by a monster? Yeah, my character was being chased by a monster, and like I had the chance to kill it, but that monster was Cole's character. My character was like having an episode or something, and we could
Oh,
still talk to each other during it. Like Cole told me, "That's me. Don't shoot me." So like in instances like that where it kind of pits player against player, they should cut off like the microphone or something, you know? So like you don't
yeah.
necessarily ruin it.
I mean, had you done it, it would have been a funny moment, but
Right.
we'll do our better job on this next one. Maybe there's scares like that happens for this one. Maybe they've advanced their learning and took in feedback.
Hopefully. I'm looking
Well,
forward to it.
Dude can dream. I can say that.
Dude can dream.
Looking forward to any new games coming out that you want to play other than that Dark
Uh,
Anthology stuff.
you know, I can't really think of any games that are about to come out that I really want. I mean, there's like Far Cry 6, but that's not until I think December.
Yeah,
Uh, yeah, really all the
just
games
missed.
I all the games I wanted to play are out. Like there was Psychonauts 2, Tales of the Arise, there was that's kind of it.
And Hades, but that's
And
for
Hades,
the
right.
console.
Right.
You'll get into it. You'll get there.
Yeah, this weekend I'll sit down and really get into it. Like I got to the first boss fight in one of my playthroughs.
Yeah, I'm still getting stuck on the fucking Theseus and Artreus or whatever. The Theseus and the Minotaur. That's the third boss, and
All right.
that fucking Minotaur kills me every time. I
Yeah.
kill Theseus, and then the Minotaur comes and fucks me up. Either way, um, there's new Spider-Man to look forward to. God of War Ragnarok. Oh, in the new Spider-Man, you get teased that there's going to be Venom involved, so that's exciting. And then I don't know if there's any other things. Oh, the new Battlefield. Kind of want to play that. Not been a big war game kind of person, first person shooter like Call of Duty or Battlefield, but this one looks a bit more interesting, so might break down and play that one. And then New World comes out, the MMO. So I know a couple of people that are going to be playing that I might try to hop in every now and again, but that wouldn't be until it's like a winter game for me when there's a lot less stuff going on.
Right. And Dying Light 2, I completely forgot about that game.
Oh,
That's coming
that's
out
right.
soon.
Yes, that'll be a game we can play through. Probably not on here because it'll be way too much going on for us to
Right.
really do a show with it, but I'd be
Right.
looking forward to play it regardless.
So that was our show. Thanks for listening. This has been Hidden Value Podcast. We aren't dead. The channel will slowly be coming back to life more and more over the next couple of weeks. So if you like what you heard, subscribe. Check out our Twitter. I'll post a link in the description. And until next time, say bye, Cole.
Bye.